Hi, everybody. Before we get to another great interview, the Two Opinionated podcast could really use your help. And it's easy, it's free. IMDb, which is the entertainment database, imdb.com, named us a top 100 podcast. We came in at number 82. That's a big deal because there's 15 million podcasts and growing. So to be named to anybody's top 100 list, pretty big deal for us. And the way you can help is to go to imdb.com, look up the Two Opinionated podcast, and that's it. Just bringing our page up. That traffic really helps us out. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. All we ask is that you subscribe. It's also free, but that really helps us to attract these amazing guests that we keep bringing on the program. And that's it. Two easy ways for you to support us, and we would really appreciate the help. Now let's get to that interview. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Two Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I've got one of my favorite actors ever, Tzi Ma, with me. So welcome, Ty.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Like opinionated, huh? Okay.
Well, we started this show, my son and I, thinking
that's right.
that we would be opinionated, but we'd have that generational difference, so we might argue a little bit. And it turned out we had the same opinion. We were a little opinionated, but it was the same opinion.
Okay. You bridged the gap.
We bridged the gap. And then he decided he'd rather edit and do the behind the scenes stuff. He doesn't really like being on camera. And I was like, well, that works out because I kind of like being on camera.
Okay. All right.
He does the hard stuff. I got the easy job. I'm just the talking head.
You bet. I'm the same way. You can tinker with that stuff all day long. I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
That's right. I'm okay not knowing.
Yeah, that's true. Me too.
Well, Ty, let's start this way. I've been watching you probably for, I don't know, 30 years or so. Absolutely love it when you show up. I know when you show up that whatever you're in is going to be better.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, yes, sir. That. Yes, sir. But I'm curious, how did you get started? What made you want to become an actor? It's such a difficult profession. What made you want to do that?
Yeah, it was a long, winding road, no doubt. I'm the youngest of seven.
Oh.
So I was the entertainer.
You were the baby.
I was the baby. That's right. I was the black sheep, the baby, very spoiled, but I was the entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, needless to say, everybody works. We had a family restaurant, so everybody, all hands on deck, everybody worked. Nobody gets a pass.
That's right. What was your job?
Dishwasher.
Yeah. I've done dishwashing in a restaurant before.
I'm telling you, my hands are permanently damaged. Because back in the day, there were no dishwashing machines.
Yeah.
So you had to wash hot water, commercial detergent.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you have to scrub on those restaurant plates.
Oh, yeah. And then the waiters come in, they just throw the dishes down. And they run out and they throw more dishes down. It's nonstop, So because we were the only Chinese American restaurant on Staten Island.
Really?
At the time.
That's right. I knew you came from a family that had a restaurant, but I didn't realize that. Yeah. I'm betting you were pretty busy.
Oh man, I tell you, it's like the line around the block.
Yeah.
And we were on the second floor.
Really?
We weren't even on the ground floor. They used to climb these steep stairs to the second floor, and I tell you, nothing deterred them. They kept on coming.
Must have been good food.
Oh well, I think it was the best Chinese American food that you can offer.
Well, did you learn to cook there?
Oh no, are you kidding me? They wouldn't let me get close to the stove. Dishwashing was my job, and that was it. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah. Well, I worked when I was in college, worked in a restaurant. It's hard work, but I was the same way. I was like, I know how to do the dishwashing. Just let me stick with that.
That's right. Put the apron on me, and I'm ready to go.
That's right. Of course, I had a machine. I didn't have to I
Oh,
just
see?
rinsed and then pushed them through the
Okay.
machine and then went on the
Yeah.
other side and unloaded.
Okay. Yeah,
So
you're a
my hands were in a little better shape probably than
little
what you
more
had.
advanced than what we had.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, so
Uh-huh.
did when you were in school, did you do theater class, anything like that?
Ab Oh, are you kidding? We were I knew that if there's a scheme. I had a scheme.
Mhm.
You know, when you're in a small town like Staten Island, because Staten Island they say New York City. It's not really New York
No,
City.
that's right.
More
That's
like
right.
New
It's
Jersey.
kind of
Yeah.
its own little place.
That's right. So needless to say, back in the day, there was some, racism that we had to deal with because,
Yeah,
people are not used to having us around.
that's right.
So,
That's
the
right.
same old stuff, yeah, it's not, I mean, they're not very creative. It's the same stuff that you get today. And
I know,
I said, you know what?
ridiculous. At least
Yeah,
come up with new material.
it's something, and the first week was a rough week, in
Yeah,
junior high school, because, the neighborhood expanded. Because in elementary school, you knew everybody. We knew everybody
that's right.
because everybody was in the neighborhood. But once you get to junior high school, that neighborhood got big.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
people, we had no idea. We said, who are these people? We have no idea who they were. They didn't know who we were. And I said, you know what? The whole first week was just to duke it out every day. Hands up and get into a fight. Because you walk down a hall and there'll be some going on, somebody chitting, chattering, and then, rip you loose sleep from your back and stuff.
Ah,
Just kids being kids at that time.
yeah,
Really,
yeah. Kids
they
can
didn't
be
think,
pretty cruel.
oh, please. Yeah, and then I said, you know what? This is getting old. So I said, I better start doing something. I started working out. I started doing some martial arts.
Yeah,
And there were two teachers. This really, I still feel that they were instrumental in giving me my career, really. That was Mr. Goodman, which is an algebra teacher,
yeah.
and Mrs. Harper was an art teacher, and both of them were Broadway enthusiasts.
Oh, okay.
And they would go to Broadway and they would ask if they could bring some students with them. So I was one of the
Very good.
lucky few that was selected to go, because it can't be a big group because we're from Staten Island. So
Right. That's right. It might be a
you have
big
to,
group, be a little rowdy.
yeah, well, because you have to take the ferry.
Oh,
You have to
right.
take the bus, the ferry, and the train. So it's a big deal. It's like herding cats, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a whole outing. You got to do
Oh,
all that.
please, please. Yeah. So we saw some great plays. We saw Ethel Merman in
Oh,
Annie Get Your Gun.
really? Oh,
Oh
that'd be
yeah. We
amazing.
saw Pearl Bailey in Hello Dolly.
Yeah, yeah.
So the teachers said, you know what? We need to start our own drama club in school. I said, wow, that sounds great. Because the school play is the event of the year. So if you're in a school play, you're somebody.
Well, yeah, you're a local celebrity at that point.
Absolutely. So I said, you know what? As soon as I joined the drama club, all that racist stuff went away. Because they said, hey, he's Buffalo Bill and Andy Get Your Gun. How bad can that be? He's got a 10-gallon hat and he's got cowboy boots and he's got gray hair. I dyed my hair all gray and stuff. And that was the beginning of my acting career, thanks to Mrs. Harper and Mr. Goodman.
It usually comes back to that one good teacher, and you had two.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah, props to all the wonderful teachers out there. You have shaped many lives.
That's 100% true.
That's right.
So we've been
Mhm.
enjoying interior Chinatown.
Oh,
I was curious. How would you describe that show? Because it's unique.
have you seen all of it?
I haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
I think we're on episode 5. We just started
Okay.
watching it
Okay.
Monday, and,
Okay.
and I was about 15 minutes in, and I was like, "Oh,
Okay.
I got to try to get Ty on the show." And I sent that, and your people answered immediately. So
Uh-huh.
we watched episode 4 last night.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Do not judge until you go to the last frame of the 10th
we
episode.
we are loving it,
Yeah,
loving it.
it's a really unique show, and the way I like to describe it, it's like Lost and the Upside Down and the Stranger Things in the
Yep.
Truman Show.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, yeah. I like you adding in the Truman Show because it is like that.
Yes, yes. Everybody's like, huh? Is that real? Is that me? What's going on here? How come there are lights over there? It's
That's
like,
right.
am I home or am I somewhere else? So really, there's a whole bunch of stuff happening in the show. I think there's a little bit of something for everybody.
Yeah.
It's a mystery, it's a crime show, it's a show within the show,
You got
and
a little bit of
this,
action,
yeah,
a little
absolutely
comedy.
lots of action, lots of comedy too.
Yeah.
Funny folks, I tell you. So really, there's a lot of on that meal. It's like a Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, yeah. I've really been enjoying it.
Mhm.
Um, it's. I wasn't expecting it to be funny, and I should have, and it is. But it's a
Yes,
mystery, and I
that's
think
right.
we're kind of starting to figure it out. I think
That's right.
the third episode we started to kind of guess, but I'm still not sure we're right.
Well, when we were shooting it, we weren't sure either.
Yeah.
We kind of go, okay, I read the script, but I don't know, man. Is this going to work or what?
Right.
We had no idea. Well, we went for the ride, right?
Yeah.
And then we just hope the audience enjoys it because we had fun doing it.
Well, yeah, it seemed like everybody was having a pretty, because as fans, you can tell when the actors aren't really, there's no chemistry or they're not really enjoying what they're doing, and you
You
didn't get
see,
that.
no fooling you guys.
That's right.
Forget it.
And what a cast! That's loaded.
Yes. Copy that. It's amazing. The cast is special too because you have the very young, talented cast,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you have some people who left the business and came back.
Oh, really?
And yes, like Lauren Tom,
Yeah.
Esther Che, they left the business for whatever reason, raise a family or
Well,
another
how great to get
business.
them back.
Yeah, and you know what? They saw an opportunity.
Yeah.
They said, hey, wait a second. When I was in the business, I never get a role like this ever. So you're talking about some of the folks that looked at the script and said, I want to be in the show
Yeah.
because I've never seen a character when I was in the business. It never happened this way. So they all came back and start. I mean, they are so good. I'm telling you, I was really happy to see them because I've known them for decades.
Well, yeah, and they're good actors.
Yes, they are wonderful actors.
Yeah.
Just then they didn't have the opportunity, so who knows, right? So they had other important things that they had to take care of,
That's right.
like
That's right.
raising a family.
They're here now, though.
That's right. That's correct. That is correct.
Well, and I
You
was
know.
pleasantly surprised with Ronnie. I thought his
Ah,
character and he did a really good job with that character.
yeah, funny as heck, huh?
Really fun. Yeah.
No, he's special. He's one of those guys, he's like, smart as a whip. I mean,
Yeah.
this guy is so bright.
Well, you could like if
And
you watch the Daily Show,
mhm.
when he hosts and does the interviews, you can tell he's an intelligent guy.
Yes, he is. He is. He's funny, and he knows how to tickle that funny bone
That's
of
right.
yours. That's right. And a little, he's a little snappy,
Oh,
a
he
little
can be a little
snappy.
he can be a little spicy at
Oh
times.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's right. That's right. Cajun food.
No, but I absolutely love that one because it's difficult. There's so much in a good way, so much out
Yes,
there to
yes,
watch.
that's right.
It's difficult to find something that's different, and this one's
Yes,
definitely different, but
yes,
in a good way.
yes, absolutely. It's definitely outside the box thinking,
Yeah.
the show, for sure.
Is it based on anything? Did it come from a book or is it just a
Yes, it
screenplay?
did. It came from a national bestseller by the same
Okay.
title called Interior Chinatown and written by Charles Yu, who's also our showrunner.
Oh, really? That's so
That
rare.
yes. So somehow they approached Charlie and said we would like to maybe do a TV show. He said, well, if I could be the showrunner, okay. And
Well,
they said yes. They
he's
said
done a good
yes.
job with it.
I know. And he put a good team together, a lot of talented people behind the camera. It's not just us. It's just us.
Yeah.
You only see us, but
That's right.
there's
That's
a
right.
whole lot of folks pushing that boulder up the hill.
Well, it'd be difficult to do a show like that if
Yes,
you didn't have good camera people, lighting, all that stuff.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, if you pay attention, you'll see the for your audience is not so much of a spoiler. It's you see the aspect ratio change.
Yes.
Yes. And it's fun. You can go, hey, wait a second, what happened?
Yeah, what just happened? It took us a little
Exactly.
while to figure out what was going on, but you
Yes,
catch
yes,
on
yes.
after an episode or two.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, it was really good. It was
Yeah,
really,
good.
how'd they approach you for it? Did you just audition, or did they like say, hey, we got a role for you?
Yeah, they offered the role to me,
Mhm.
and I'm grateful that they did.
Yeah.
And Charlie is a wonderful, person to work with. He's a smart young man, practicing lawyer before he was a writer.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
his
okay. Yeah,
yeah,
smart
his
guy.
parents his parents want him to. He said, "You're a lawyer, okay." His brother is supposed to be a doctor too. So, and you know what? They both turned out to be writers.
That's funny.
And I told him, I said, Charlie, your parents must be really disappointed with
I
both
was
of
gonna
you
say
all.
they're probably upset.
But you know what? They're making good. They're making good on their
That's amazing.
shows, and people are paying attention. I personally feel that this show, written, by Charlie, is a tribute to his parents, I think.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
that
my
actually makes it
my
even
feeling,
better.
my feeling is that the parents in the show is really Charlie's way of saying thank you to his parents.
Yeah, I love that. That actually makes it even better.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good story.
It means all the fancy stuff.
Well, and it is that's part of the reason the show's so good, because even the supporting characters, they have roles, their
Oh
characters
yes.
fleshed out, and that's not
Hmm.
always the case in shows.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not just flower on a wall. We're
Yeah,
not trimmings.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Or
saying?
you're not just background actors, which is
Yeah.
kind of
Well, yeah, yeah. We're the cake. We're the cake.
that's right.
Uh-huh.
No, I wanted to ask you about. I was trying to figure out what the first thing I saw you in. So I'm gonna give you a
Oh,
couple of them. You tell me which one came first.
okay.
Okay, if
Sure.
it would play a game here. So
All
okay,
right.
so it's Millennium, which I think
Okay.
that one came out after X Files, so that probably wasn't first. L.A. Law.
Ooh, okay.
All right. I know you had an episode of the Next Generation, and
Mm-hmm.
then you were also on a show that I loved, and it was super quirky. Was the Adventures of Briscoe County Jr.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
So
you
was
saw
any
that,
of
huh?
those early
Okay.
in your
No, none
career?
of those. So
Okay.
the first TV show I've ever done was the pilot for I believe, the Equalizer,
Oh, I knew you were on the Equalizer.
the original,
You know,
and
that
yeah,
was my mother's favorite show back in the 80s.
uh-huh,
Well, I take that back.
uh-huh.
It was Equalizer and Airwolf. She was a big Jan
Oh,
Michael Vincent
okay,
fan. So
okay,
those two.
okay. Yeah, and I think probably that and the Cosby Show
Yeah, I knew you'd
would
been
be
on that as
television,
well.
would be
Yeah.
television. For film, the first film is called Cocaine Cowboy.
Oh, that's a good one. It had Jack Palance.
And yeah, Jack Palance. Oh, you are good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, Jack
That's a good
Palance.
movie.
Andy Warhol.
I forgot Andy Warhol's in that.
Andy
Yeah.
Warhol. That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And that was a funky little
Well,
little
that came out, wasn't that around the time that he did, not Andy, but Jack did City Slickers? It was around that time, I think.
probably before.
Yeah, yeah, it probably was. It was probably before.
Because oh man, he came up, he used to live in Pennsylvania, and he would drive up from Pennsylvania to New York to shoot the movie on his pickup truck. Oh yeah. And it was a beautiful vintage pickup truck.
I bet it
Gorgeous.
was.
Wow.
Well, he was a
And
character.
he did all the work on it. I mean, that
It
that
doesn't
thing was
surprise me.
amazing. And
Wasn't he
he
the
would,
one that didn't he do the push-ups at the Oscars or something like
yes,
that?
he's the
Yeah.
one. And guess what? He did it on set too. It's nothing new for him. And he used
Well,
to
you
do,
worked out. Did you challenge him to a push-up contest?
are you kidding me? He would put me on his back and do a push-up. I mean, I was light back then. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
yeah,
if I
and
remember, he could do them one-armed. He was strong.
he's strong. And you know what? He used to do poetry readings on the weekends.
I'd heard that.
That's
You
right.
wouldn't expect that from him.
Nope, nope. And
He's
on the
such kind of like
weekend,
I don't know, man's man type of guy.
I'm telling you, and the weekends, because we were all kind of stuck in the same place, we weren't going anywhere. because we were shooting out in the Church Estates, which belonged to Andy Warhol, and we
Yeah.
shot the whole movie out there. And that's out in Montauk Point, which is at the tip of Long Island. You can see England from there. So we weren't going nowhere. I mean, every weekend he will come, he will do some poetry reading. I
Oh,
said, okay,
well,
all right.
how was his poetry? Was it any good?
It's very good.
Yeah.
Very good. It's like, you know what it is? It's kind of weird. You know, it's like having, I guess people will look at it as a rap,
Oh,
rappers,
yeah.
because he was a boxer too.
I knew he's a boxer too. I think that's probably
I
where the push-ups came from. Training
maybe,
for
and then
boxing.
he's got no nose. I mean, his nose
Yeah.
is like this.
Yeah, it makes you
Yeah.
wonder. Maybe he wasn't the best boxer. Took
Well,
hits.
it's a tough sport,
Yeah, it's a
So,
tough
but
sport.
his poetry is excellent,
I
really
had
good,
heard that. I'd forgotten, but
really good.
I have heard that.
That's right. So we had a ball. We had a ball. We really had a
Yeah, that's
great time.
terrific.
My
Yeah, I was
first
going to ask
movie.
you if I had to guess, I would have said maybe The Money Pit was your first movie.
Oh, the Money Pit. Actually, I wasn't even supposed to do that movie.
Really?
Yeah, they dragged me out. I mean, I can't remember the director's name. He said, he saw me on the play. He saw me in the play. He
Oh,
said, we need this guy. I said, we need him to do this. I said, what are we doing? He's in a movie. I said, I've never done a movie. I don't want to do a movie. I didn't want to do it. And they said, no, you have to do this because you have to speak Chinese. I said, that's the only reason why I'm in the movie? I said, what the heck?
you were the only one that could speak it.
Well, at least in his mind anyway. Yeah, so they said, please just do it. It's short. A couple of days, you're done. I said, how much? He said, really, that much? You would never think of that kind of money in doing theater.
Nope.
Never.
Yeah, tough to turn that down, I think.
Oh my God. I mean, it's the most money ever made. I said, yes, let me do some more. I found the money pit right there.
You found the money pit.
That's right.
We do some real estate stuff, and we bought a house a few years back, and we were expecting to have to do a little bit of work, but it just kept getting worse. And that's the one I thought of. I just kept thinking, we bought a money pit.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you that, and it's funny as heck too, that movie.
Oh,
It's
that's a
just like
good movie.
everything falls apart. I mean, you don't
Yes.
talk about, you touch anything.
Anything that could go wrong went wrong.
That it went wrong. That's right. That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great movie. I loved you in Red Corner.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you. Appreciate that.
we've had some of that cast on the podcast before, but that was such a good movie. People forget about that one because it's been a while now.
Well, yeah, I mean, we shot that whole thing in LA.
Really?
And they built the whole
Yeah, I
set.
assumed you were on a set, but I just assumed it was in a different country.
No, they built everything. I mean, everywhere that looked like China was in there. Cost them a lot of money.
I put out there. Oh, I bet it did. I put out there that you were coming on the show, and of course, I got a zillion people going rush hour, rush hour.
Yes.
I was like, yes. I know.
Yes. I mean, probably the most successful movie in terms of box office for me, because it's still making money.
Oh, it still holds up. It's funny.
Oh, yes. I mean, and people love it. I personally think it's not because of Jackie Chan. It's not because of Chris Tucker. It's the little girl.
Oh, I
The little
don't
girl
disagree
that played
with
my
that.
daughter singing Mariah Carey.
I don't
They
disagree with
love
that.
her.
She was way cute.
They love her.
Yeah.
I screen tested close to 1,000 little girls
Really?
all over the world.
Wow.
And they were all cute. I said, okay, fine. But she came in, I tell you, as soon as she walked in the door, I said, she's the one.
That's amazing.
She had spunk.
Does she still act? Do you know?
No, she became a tennis star.
Really?
She went to like some Ivy League college. I don't know which one.
I gotta look her up. That's been too long.
Yeah, look her up. No longer in the business. And she played tennis for a long time. In school, I don't know what she's doing now, but she's funny. She loved school. I remember it was her first job, in acting. And then all she wanted to do was at noon, she wanted to go back to school.
Well, yeah, she's just a
She said, "I'm
talented young
done,"
lady.
because they promised her she'll be done by noon. And guess movie making, forget about noon. You
That's
lucky
right.
you go home at 6.
Yeah.
So she was upset. She would cry
Yeah,
at
she's missing
noon.
school.
Yes, she loves school. You give
I
me
tell you what,
two.
that was not me when I was growing up. If
Yeah,
you
not
told
me
me I could
neither.
miss school, I'd be all about that. I'd be
Me
okay.
too. Me too. We see we from the same family. I'm telling you now. But Julia, forget it. She was upset. She said, "You said I could go to school at noon."
She
Well,
her first job, she's already disillusioned with the acting industry.
that's right. That's right. But I tell you, that's the most popular scene in the whole movie.
Oh
She's
yeah,
sitting,
it's such
yep,
a good scene. Love it.
singing Mariah Carey, and also the scene where we are strapped with dynamite, and with Chris strapped, and she goes, "Go ahead, push the button, push the button." Kids love it. I don't know what the deal is, but I tell you, generation after generation after generation, they grew up on it. That was like
Yeah.
the worn out tape. It's like that was their babysitter. For
Oh
people
yeah.
who cannot afford to have a babysitter, they put that tape in. Kids are fine. They just sit there and watch Rush Hour all night long.
It's such a great movie because it's so funny. The
Hmm.
action's so good in it.
Oh,
It's got a little
excellent.
drama too. I mean, it's
Yes.
well done. And I
Yeah,
mean, all of them
absolutely.
are good. First one's the
Yeah,
best.
yeah,
All
yeah,
of them
yeah, yeah. Yeah. And low budget.
and low budget.
Yeah, yeah. 35 mil first time.
I'm kind
And
of glad.
then
I don't know what your opinion is of it. I'm kind of glad we're moving back to the lower special effects, more emphasis on the story and the character development. I like that.
I think so. I think it's better, movie making because no matter what, it's not about, the camera angle.
Right.
No
Yeah.
matter how fancy you get, and there are places for that, right?
Absolutely.
But if you don't have a story, you have nothing,
No.
you
That's
know.
it. Well,
So
that's it.
yeah,
It's hard to get invested in characters if the story's not very good, or if they're just their dialogue, their character development's not.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. I think as we say in the theater, it ain't on the page, it ain't on the stage. That's right.
Well, you found your way on Kung Fu. I was sorry to
Oh,
see that one end. I thought that was a
yeah, me
show.
too, me too. I thought we had a couple of more seasons going. So
Well,
we
they
did,
could
I
have
think, yeah, we
easily.
did 3. Yeah, but CW was sold, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
They
See, well,
sold,
they got
yeah.
rid of most of their programming
Yeah,
for what they're
they
coming
were
out
bought.
with.
That's why they were bought by somebody else.
Yeah.
So you change into the guards, right? You have new group people coming in, they have different ideas. So be it.
I
Anyway.
always loved watching that when cable first came out, so
Mm,
like mid 70s or so, and there they showed TBS showed Kung Fu all the time. Watch that all
Oh,
the time. Love that show, and it was
excellent.
fun seeing a kind of a modern version of that.
Yeah, I mean, I even pay tribute to the old version
Yeah,
because that was the one of the only show that Asian American actors can be on.
yeah, it was a good show.
I know. Look, it's a who's who. If you look at the old one,
Yeah,
every Asian
it's
American actor
loaded.
was on that show. Everybody, you know.
Yeah,
So
it's
anyway.
loaded. So
Hmm.
my best friend, he sent me a question for you. So
Okay.
he wanted me to ask you about working on Mulan with all these
Okay.
incredible martial arts,
Yes.
actors. What was that like? Because you had quite a few on there.
Oh, Mulan was a really it was a bit of a misfortune for us because the pandemic hit.
Boy,
Because
it
that
did.
movie we had a premiere in LA and it was due to open that weekend.
Yeah,
And next thing we know is like everything was shut down.
I
All
know.
the theaters were shut down, everything. And they said, well, this is going to Disney Plus. I said, oh, really? Because that
It's a
movie
big screen movie.
definitely it
Yeah.
belongs on the big screen. And we didn't get that opportunity, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But hopefully people still enjoyed it
Oh,
and
it's a great
working with
movie.
some of the masters of martial arts.
Yeah.
And a lot of the guys who actually, the horsemen, they actually came in from Mongolia.
Really?
Oh yeah. So that because we were shooting in New
They're
Zealand.
like actual horsemen.
Oh yeah, they were for real. They were for real. And all the and of course, everybody else is just they were just so good at what they do. And we just enjoy, I didn't have to do any of that, so I was very happy.
Did you pick up any moves while you were there?
Oh man, left and right. I was like, kid in the candy store, watching them all day long. I said, "Oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that move." Because I did martial arts too,
I
when I was
know.
younger. So I like to really learn from the masters. They
Yeah.
were the masters. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. What a great experience. We were coming, we were at Sundance, and we
Mm.
got back from Sundance and it immediately shut down.
Oh man.
Yeah, we just barely made it back and they
Yeah.
shut everything
Uh,
down.
yeah.
Yes.
It was a hard time for everybody. But we
Hopefully,
shot we finished shooting Kung Fu on during the whole pandemic.
oh, you did? They
We
let you
did.
finish?
Well, what happened was we started shooting the pilot and
Yeah.
then we got shut down.
Oh,
Everybody goes home.
I didn't realize the timing was that close.
Yep. It was like everybody go home because the whole industry is done. We shut down. And then we thought we'll never see the light of day. And then I believe, the showrunner Christine Kim did a
Yeah.
great job. So we were shooting some sizzle reels, for the networks. So she put it all together. It's like a little teaser. And the
Oh, it probably
network
kept
saw
the
it
interest up.
and they said, you know what? We could do the show. So during the pandemic, we went back to work.
Yeah, you probably one of the few shows that did that.
That's right. And very strict rules. We had a new department, the COVID department. Everybody test every day. Every day we
Yeah.
test.
Yeah, you
You
had
know,
like a COVID supervisor or something.
absolutely. A
Yeah,
whole staff actually,
really.
testing. Everybody had to wear a mask. All the doors are open in the studio, always airflow,
Yeah.
so they really did a great job, keeping the show going for that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we watched it around that time, but I just assumed you'd finished filming before we shut down. I didn't realize
Oh
you
no.
were
Oh
during.
no.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, it binded us because we couldn't go anywhere. We were all completely in one umbrella. So the whole
Yeah.
cast was stuck. We was together, whether you like each other or not, so but good thing we did.
Gonna say
We
you
got
make some
along.
friends that way.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hmm.
I was going to tell you when we were talking about Chinatown
Hmm.
that it reminded me, and it doesn't really. It's not the same type of show, but for some reason it reminded me of Angie Tribeca, and you'd been on that show.
I have. That's correct.
Which Angie Tribeca was more like police files or whatever, the Naked
Yeah.
Gun type of stuff.
Naked
But for
Gun.
some
That's right.
reason,
Naked
it
Gun.
kind of reminded me of Chinatown, just same type of that kind of weird vibe to it.
Right, right, right. Yeah, no, and that was a great show.
Oh,
I
I
had a
love that
great
show.
time doing that show.
Yeah, I love that show.
Yeah, there was a good cast, and they're willing to take chances.
Yeah,
They pushed the envelope
those
left
are the
and
best
right.
shows that do that.
Yes, that's right. I think so. I
Yeah, I
think
do
so.
too. Yeah, I
Hmm.
love that. Loved you on
Hmm.
Bosch. We've had a lot of that cast on, and
Oh,
that was a
wonderful.
fun little role you had on there.
I did. And it was a nondescript role. It was a non-ethno specific role.
Right.
He was just a police captain. That was it. And I was lucky because the showrunner is one of my best friends.
Really?
Yes, Eric Overmeyer.
Well, you let Eric know that I've literally had like 20 people off of his show on the podcast.
Oh,
I probably
okay.
had more people from Bosch than any other show.
That's funny. I should let him know. Oh, he's gonna be thrilled. He'd be thrilled. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's love that show, and it's talk about well casted. Everybody,
Yes.
like even the small parts, are well casted.
Hmm. Well, he's a great writer.
He really
Eric,
is.
a playwright background.
Really.
If you have not seen his plays, gotta watch his plays. Oh my
Okay.
God,
Okay, and we'll look him up.
crazy! Oh, look him up. On the Verge or the Geography of Yearning is one of his titles. Let's see. In Perpetuity Throughout the Universe is another.
These sound like ones I'd watch. I love plays.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. He's like the American Shakespeare.
All right. Oh, okay. I'm gonna check it
Yeah,
out. Yeah, I assume he's
well,
writing.
yeah.
He's writing the
Mhm.
new show, the spinoff for Bosch. He's writing that as well. I assume.
I'm assuming too.
Yeah.
I better hear a phone call, Eric.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, because it's basically just the same. It's just
Yeah,
continuing the story. It just changed the
that's right.
focus to the daughter,
That's
instead of
correct.
the
That is
dad.
correct.
But
That's correct. That is
yeah,
correct.
it's basically the same show.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, I didn't realize that. That's neat. That's a buddy of yours.
Oh yeah. Well, we go back. We go
Well,
back. I mean,
he's brought other police captains back on the new show, so let's get you back
okay.
on there.
Definitely. There you go. Right there. You said, Eric, you listening? Did you hear
Like, come on.
that? That's right.
Man in the high
Michael said
castle.
so. Michael said so. Come on.
Mike says to bring you back on.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, I think he'll listen.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so.
Man in the High Castle was one of my favorite books when I was younger. So I was thrilled because that was one of Amazon's like first original programming, if I remember right.
Yes, correct.
It was a really well done adaptation.
Yes, and that show, they really put their heart and soul into it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, as the new season went on, because it's so new, they were spending so much money.
Yeah.
So there was some friction.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. So they finally said, you know what? We need to change this. We need to change that. And I said, man, don't change anything. Come on, man.
Yeah, you'll mess it up.
We got a really good show here, and there was so much meat on the bone. Come on.
Oh, there's so much.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a pleasure to do as well, and I love playing General Onoda. That was a great.
Yeah, you did it so well. And it was one of those that every season I was like, oh, I hope it comes back for the next season. And it did for a little while.
Yeah, for a little while. That's right.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Amazon, they've done a decent job picking material that maybe has gotten overlooked a little bit because they put out some really good shows.
They do. Well, it's so much content.
Ton of content.
What are you gonna do? It's very competitive.
Yeah.
So hopefully everybody will continue to see the pattern of shows that are successful, that they take chances. If you start going that, I think then you're going to have a very exciting, product coming in your way for the audience.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I completely agree with that. I had Susan Rattan on from LA Law. And I told her that I was having you on pretty soon. She said to tell you hello.
Oh, hello back.
It's been too long. Like I watched that show because Thursday night must see TV. That I watch every Thursday night, 8 to 11. But it's been too long, so I don't really remember the role you had in it. But I loved the show back. I was a teenager back when it was on.
Well, that was also a nondescript role as well.
Yeah.
It was not specific. It was the guy's name was Fletcher.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Fletcher.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, for me, I thought, you know what, that's how you cast a show. I mean, you write a good character. You put me in it. It's going to be an Asian.
It's going to be a good show. Well, that's why I told you. Every time you show up, it elevates the show.
Well, the thing is that you can't change the face, so it's going to be me. So if it's a good character and I step into it, it becomes an Asian American character. What am I going to do?
Exactly right. Exactly right. Oh, I know we got to wrap up pretty soon, but I got to mention 24. Loved you on 24.
Thank you very much.
When you came back it was like a movie or something for it.
Yes, it was a special day.
Yeah, that was it. It was a special day.
That's right, a special day. That was a heck of a show. We did it in London. We shot it in the UK. Yes. Oh, Lord have mercy. Wow. That was.
I hear they're bringing it back.
Are they?
That's what I hear.
Well, good. It's a great show. I mean,
did your character survive? Maybe you can come back.
No, but
I didn't think he did.
Well, anything can happen.
Yeah, that's right.
Flashbacks. I don't know.
You never know.
Bad memory. Jack's bad memory.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'll come back in his nightmare.
That's yeah. That's all he needs, a little dream sequence.
That's right. That's correct. That's good. Wow, Michael, man, you come up with some good ideas, man. The people pay attention to this
They
man.
need to pay attention. But see, that's where my service ends. I can give you an idea, but I'm done after that. Somebody else got to run with it.
Well, somebody's got to pick up the phone and thank you first. First of
That's
all, they have to pick up
just
the
in
phone and
that
say thank you.
that special thanks section in the credits. That's all I need.
Hey, that could go a long way. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. And they say, hey,
all
look
I
at
need.
that guy. Hey, look at that. He's on the every show mentions his name. What's up with that?
That guy must be pretty special.
I know. You better call the man up and say, hey, what's up?
Did I see that you were doing a movie with it had a great cast, but with Nicolas Cage coming out?
Yes, it's called Gunslingers.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's a Western.
You assume right. We even shot it in Kentucky.
Oh, that's in my area.
Oh yeah, we shot it
where in Kentucky?
Cave City, City, Kentucky.
Yeah.
A lot of caves.
Oh yeah. Kentucky's got a ton of caves.
Yeah, but not much else.
No. Oh my
Unless you're making bourbon.
Yeah. Well, I just came. I got a friend that lives in Louisville, and a bunch of us that have been friends for like 50 years. We went and spent the weekend with him, and we went into Louisville, and that's every corner has somebody like a bourbon distillery.
That's right. Unfortunately, we were nowhere close.
Yeah.
Moonshine, maybe.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you could get moonshine. But yeah, how did that come about? Because I guess you did Hell on Wheels, so it wasn't your first Western.
That's right. That is correct. So, but that's TV. But
that's
this is
TV.
A movie.
Yes, and the cast, like I said, you go down the cast list and you'll know everybody in the cast.
Well, it's really another one of those movies that's outside the box.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much about it. It will spoil it for everybody, but expect the unexpected.
I'm excited for it. Do you know when that one's coming out?
I believe next year, April.
Oh, that's soon.
Yeah, next April, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
They're doing posts right now.
All
yeah,
right.
definitely.
Will you get a premiere for that one? Will you get to do a little red carpet?
You know what? I have no idea because it's kind of far. It's next year. So
that's too far off to think about.
You know what? I would imagine.
Yeah,
we do something.
It's such a kind of a big name cast. I just
yes, and they are all terrific in it. Really.
It's been fun seeing Nicolas Cage. He's kind of going through what John Travolta went through a few years back, kind of that renaissance. Kind of with his career. It's been nice.
Yeah, and he is phenomenal in it. He's so good.
Yeah,
he's so good. And so is the rest of them. Everybody, really. Steven. Dov.
Are you a good guy or a bad guy in it?
I am the sheriff of the town.
Oh, very nice.
Hello, come on.
Did you practice your gunslinging before you did the movie?
Oh, Lord have mercy! I tell you, it's not easy to do the cross jaw. I'm telling you now. I was like, it's stuck on my belt, man. How do I do this?
Well, they got to do that like where they pan down to your hands, but it's somebody else doing the draw, and then they pan back up to your face.
I don't think so. We didn't have the budget.
You had to do it yourself.
I had to do it myself. So everything you see in that movie is me.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
You guys gonna enjoy it. You guys gonna love that movie. I'm telling you now.
I'm excited for that. When I saw that, and I was like, I love westerns anyway. So.
Yes. Wonder why.
Who knows?
What mystery is that?
I always go around to the family when I have somebody on the show, and I'm like, "This is who I'm having on. What have you seen them in?" And my stepdaughter, she said, "That's the dragon. Once upon a time."
Well, hello.
Dude, I don't know how she knew,
what's
but
her
she
name?
knew.
What's her name?
Her name's Allie.
Allie. Hi, the dragon says hi.
Yeah, I'll be sending her that. She'll get a kick out of
All right.
that.
Okay. Okay. That
We
was
did
fun too.
well. That was such a great show. We,
Oh,
at
fantastic
that
show.
time we've got 4 kids, and they were all still at home. They're all
Hmm.
grown now, but that was one we watched as a family, which was rare.
Yes.
It's hard to
Yes.
corral them all when they're
Yes.
teenagers to watch something, but
Yes.
we
That's
every
correct.
every week we sat in front of the TV for that one.
Yeah, that show is just one of those special moments in TV history
Yeah,
where you have a family show because we moved away from that.
we really
Because
have. There's not that
yeah,
many of them.
we no. I mean, not the Waltons. I mean, come on,
Yes.
it's not a Little House in a Prairie. It's
I
yeah.
I rode out in New York on a subway with John Boy.
Oh, you
he,
did.
he's sitting across from me. He was. I think he must have been going somewhere to maybe he was in a play or something. But it looked like he
In a
was kind of
play,
studying.
auditioning.
Yeah, or it could be an audition and stuff.
Yeah,
But I'm
sure.
looking around and everybody, I'm never in New York, so I was being a tourist. But everybody else was just kind of doing their own thing. I'm like, John Boy, he's right there.
You
Nobody was
busted him.
reacting,
Oh my God. He probably didn't know where to hide.
and I was like, I'm not gonna bother him, but I was
Right.
like, ooh.
I say, so you did a little fanboy
I
moment.
did a little fanboy, but I didn't let him.
Okay.
I didn't let him do it. I fanboy a little bit.
That's fun. That's fun. Well, New York City would do that to you because
Yeah,
you'll see people in and out and say, "Oh, wow,
yeah,
really? That
wow.
guy Keaton?" And like, "Oh my God, yeah."
Well, and
Uh-huh.
I try to be respectful with that stuff because you don't want to bother somebody in their private
Of course.
moments with
Yeah.
that. But it's kind of neat seeing somebody you're a fan of. That's cool.
I believe most fans are very respectful.
Yeah, I agree
They
with that.
really are. I mean, particularly when you run into them in restaurants,
Yeah,
and so they always wait till you're done.
yeah,
And they said, "Excuse me, I'm just saying, I didn't want to bother you because I knew you were eating,
that's right.
and yeah, so if you don't mind, do you mind if we take a picture?" I
Yeah,
said, "Oh, not at all." I said, "I cannot exist without you because you
that's
did not
right.
pay the." I'm telling you, I appreciate the fact that they watch my stuff and they
Yeah,
support me, and it'd be my pleasure to pay back and just say, let's take a nice photo together.
I think that's nice. And most actors are like that. They kind
I
of
think
get it.
so.
Yeah,
I think
you get a
so.
few that they get a little annoyed if somebody bothers them, but for the most part, they understand. It's
Yeah,
that's
I
kind of
mean,
the point. Why would you
well,
do
it's
this if you didn't want fans?
and also you also respect is not given, respect
That's
is
right.
gained, right?
That's right.
So
It's
if
earned.
they're respectful, you give respect back.
Yeah.
If they're being a little about it, then you're gonna back, right? And there are those out there too. It's
Right.
not, come on.
Well, so the last one I'll mention, loved you in Veep. Enjoyed you on that one because you were on
Oh,
there for
okay.
several episodes.
Yes, yes, yes. I was the president of China
That's
who pretended he didn't speak English.
right. Yeah, I kind of enjoyed that. He was getting
Oh,
one over on him.
knee slapping funny. I'm telling you now. It's one of those. It's just like, oh man, that's too crazy. That's
That
like
show's
crying.
hilarious.
I know, I know. And
And she's
Julia's
so
amazing.
good in it.
She is you can't do anything wrong because she's done it for so many years.
Yeah.
Her experience is so rich.
Right.
You cannot throw her a curveball
Well, I mean,
because
she's she's been the headline for shows. She's been part of
icon.
a ensemble cast. She's done,
That's right.
starred in movies. I mean, she's done
That's
everything.
correct.
Saturday Night Live. She's done everything.
That's right. She's an icon. I
Yeah.
tell you, you try to throw her a curve, she'll hit it out of the park.
Yeah. You're not sneaking a curveball past her.
No, 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 no. She just go, I saw the move. Here it is. Right back at you.
Right back at you.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
the
okay.
Lady Killers. I'll mention that one because I liked you as the general.
Thank you. Thank
You know,
you. Yeah, that's
that's an
underrated.
underrated movie, I think.
Absolutely. And Tom Hanks is so great in it.
Yeah.
So good. And Irma
Is there a
Hall.
bad Tom Hanks movie?
No, no, but
I don't think.
I
Well,
mean,
he was that's the Money Pit too.
but he's phenomenal in it. I mean, because you look at all the language he had to deal with, all the speeches he had to
Yeah.
make, and I said, oh man, I tell you, I don't know. And we know sometimes you never know what's going to happen on set. You said, "Oh man, it's going to be a long day." Tom's got like 5 pages. Guess what? Bang, 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 done. Boom.
Amazing.
Next.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
would assume it would take multiple takes and be a while.
Oh, please. I mean, I would be for me. If I was doing a speech, they would have to be there all day and night.
Yeah. Well, there's a million reasons why I'm not an actor, but that is definitely one of them.
Oh man, I tell you, that movie really is underrated, and
I
I
think so
think,
too.
yeah,
Every time
yeah.
it shows up on, on TV for whatever reason, I sit and watch for a little bit. It's a good
There
movie.
you go. There you
Yeah.
go. It's
And it's
funny as
got
heck
some of the
too.
scenes in it are hilarious.
I know, I know. And also all the murder scenes are funny.
Right. They are.
It's like you're talking about a ship of fools.
Yeah. Are you do you have a preference on the genre that you work, or do you whatever?
As long as it's a good character.
Yeah.
And if it's even if it's not such a good character, if there's anything I can do to help it, I'm there. No, I'm serious. I mean, and sometimes look, perfection is kind of boring. So I
That's
would
right.
rather see something that's imperfect and maybe I could put my stamp on it,
Oh, I love
you know?
that.
So hopefully, you get that opportunity and people say, well, we want you to be in the project. And I said, oh, whoa, let's see what I can do with
Let's see what
this.
I can do.
Exactly. I'm sitting there going, yeah, 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 yeah. I get evil, man. I get
I
evil.
never thought of it that way, but I bet a lot of actors do that. If they see it's like you're seeing potential in the role.
Yes, yes. And
Yeah.
you don't give it up. Don't give it up yet. I mean, just take a look at it and do your checks, right?
Yep.
You go down the checklist and they said, okay, we can deal with this. We can save this. Let's do it. But if you do all the checklists and go, nah, nothing we can do. This turkey is not going to fly.
Yeah, just
And
let it go.
then you just let it go. Just say
Yeah.
nobody twist your arm and do it. Just say no.
Yeah, just say no. Just say no.
Learn to say no. That's a
Learn to
hard
say no.
lesson, though.
I could use
That's
that a little
it's
bit
a
more
hard
in my life.
lesson, Mike. It's a hard lesson, I tell you. But everybody needs to learn how to say no.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, a
Yeah,
lot of times it's you have to do what's best for yourself.
I think
Not
so.
always, but a lot of times. And you have to tell people no if it's the best thing to do for you. And that's hard.
Well, like everything we do ain't going nowhere.
That's
We
right.
it's when we're long and gone, people are gonna still see
Yeah.
it. So I just hope the audiences in the future will judge me by my body of work,
Yeah.
not just one thing or the other, because everybody taste is different. And goes,
Yeah.
he's terrible.
Right.
Oh, he's great. But whatever you think, just let your judgment be the body of work as opposed to just one singular thing.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
What's your feelings on this the AI stuff? Yeah, would after you're gone, would you be okay with them using you in a movie? Your
Well, I,
likeness?
I hope I hope they use it properly,
Yeah.
because this is the future.
It,
And
it's
and
coming.
and it's been happening. So
Yeah.
so really I think as long as you have consent, so if the actors consent for you to do it and you compensate them to do it,
Well, I think
it
that's where it's going to come down to. It's going to be the compensation. You have to,
yeah,
if you're
yeah,
using somebody's image, you have to compensate them for that.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so. I think it's like residuals is
Yeah.
basically what that is, right? So
It's
you're
exactly
going
what
to,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah. Should be the
Hmm.
same. To me, seems like you could use the same type of system.
I think so. I
And
think so. I think you can definitely say, okay, is it okay? You have to ask. You don't just
yeah,
do
yeah.
it,
I think
you
that's
know.
it. You should never be allowed
Consent.
to use somebody's
That's
image
right.
or
If you
likeness
if
without
you know, yeah,
permission. Yeah.
get consent and then you compensate.
Yeah.
Consent and compensation. I think those two things will fix it.
Yeah. Because it's interesting.
Yeah.
And it's definitely coming. You're going to see it more and more as we go along.
Oh, it's happening.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. Hopefully, some of it gets a little better, but it's not terrible now.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're also, doing like, younging you and aging
Yeah.
you, that kind of thing. So
I do
they're
kind of
doing it.
like the aging part. That's kind of neat.
Yeah,
Getting to see Harrison Ford as a young Indiana Jones again. That was cool.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff, so there's some purpose to it,
Yeah.
instead of just, cannibalizing faces and body parts. It's
Right.
like, wait a second, that's Frankenstein. Come on.
Although, if anybody wants to grab this image and throw it in a movie, go ahead. You don't even have to pay me for that. Again, just special thanks.
Yeah, especially when they throw you on this body that's like, whoa.
Yeah, if they want to give
Oh,
me like a jacked up body, I'm okay with that.
okay. Yeah,
Just make me
yeah.
look good.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
That's the criteria. As long as it makes you look good, then go ahead.
Then go ahead. I got this
Hmm.
bald head. You could do like a Jason Statham type of thing. Put me on his
Ah,
body.
there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. Like shoulder length hair, like
Yeah.
that.
Well, sir, thank you for taking a little bit of time. I'm a huge fan. I was so
Thank you.
excited to get to talk to you. I hope we can do it again at some point.
I hope so. You've been fun. I mean, you
Well,
can't
thank
do
you.
the interview by yourself.
No, well, you can, but it's not much fun.
Well, no, you can't because somebody got to ask the questions. You want me to sit there and go,
Well, you'd have to,
oh.
like, I could set a Zoom up in the other room. I could ask a question and then run in the other room and answer it. That's how you have to do
Well, I don't know. I hope you got your jogging shorts on.
it.
That's a whole lot of running.
Is there anything that you're currently working on that we can kind of keep an eye out for? I know the Gunslinger's in April. Anything else?
Right. I think you might want to keep an eye on a couple of TV series that
Okay.
just pay attention. It's going to happen, but I can't say what they are. But you're going to be interested.
We're gonna know. What can
Yeah.
you tell us the genre?
One is crime.
Okay. Oh, I like crime dramas. Yeah.
One's crime, and one is biographical. Not my biography, but biographical of someone.
Okay. I'm keeping an eye
Okay.
out. I'm keeping an eye
Yes,
out.
and in both of them, you're just gonna have a blast. You're gonna have a
Okay.
blast.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, that's exciting. You've been busy.
Yeah, yeah. I'm shooting that now. That's
Oh,
why.
very nice.
That's
That's
one of
why you're
them.
in
At least
Vancouver, I
one of
guess.
them. At least one of them. Yeah. And there's another one too. It's that one you should pay attention to. That's gonna be fun too. It's about the rich and famous.
Oh, okay.
That's right. So there's three series that I'm working on. So one on the rich and famous,
Yep.
one is a crime, and one is something that
A little
that just
biographical.
biographical, but yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
How about social media? Are you on there, and where can we find you?
I am it's Timer 8, the number 8 is
Yep.
TZIMA 8.
Okay.
The number
Is
8.
there was there 7 previous ones? How did you end up with the 8?
Yeah, it's one of those cultural things because 8, in the Chinese culture is prosperity.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
So
I like that.
that's why if you like if you see the 8s, that's a good number for you.
What's
So
that? Okay, see what's a 3? What's a 3?
3 is good too. 3 it sounds like life.
Oh, okay.
So it's good to have 3. 3s are good,
Yeah.
2s are good, 1s are good. The 4 depends. It's kind of on the
Okay.
borderline. 4 sounds like death.
Oh, yeah, we don't want 4.
No, you don't want 4 unless it precedes something else. Like if it's
It'd be
4.
like an ending then.
No, but if you have 4 and the 8 together, it's a slang word means that you're gonna be prosperous forever.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So
So
because
like a
it's a slang,
48, that's a good thing.
48's a good thing.
Okay.
48's a
I was
good
asking
thing.
about because when I played ball when I was growing up, I always wore number 3, and now my grandson's wearing
Ooh,
a 3. So I thought I'd ask what that was.
3 is excellent. 3
Yeah.
is excellent, particularly you're
Okay.
playing football.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to
You want
protect
to come
yourself a little
out,
bit.
you want to come out of every play alive.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I know
That's
football.
right.
It's we all love to watch it, but it's so dangerous.
Yes, that is one tough game. I tell you,
It's one thing like when you're younger, you want to play, but then
yes.
you have kids, you don't
Yes.
really want them to play.
Well, parents it's a worrisome, endeavor for children to want to play football.
Oh, it
Because
really is.
I play football, when I'm, was Pop Warner,
That's right.
and I tell you, that is one tough sport.
It's tough. I mean, even that, yeah, even at that level, that's
Yes,
rough.
absolutely. And I can't believe I was a center. I was
My
like,
my son was an offensive lineman.
okay.
He got a bad concussion, when he was a freshman and had to stop playing.
I'm
Uh,
telling you.
but that's what it was. He went to block and the
Yep,
defender came up under his chin a little bit, and
yep,
that's all it
yep.
took.
When we were all kids, what do we know?
We don't know
Right? I mean,
anything.
you just want to go and then get down and dirty, right? I
Well, I
mean,
mean, we used to play pickup football, tackle with no
yeah.
pads or anything. We do that all the time.
Oh, that's rugby.
Yeah, it's rugby, yeah. And some of us got hurt, but I don't remember any head injuries. We'd have broken
Right.
bones and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember
Mm-hmm.
anybody having a head injury. But you'd think somebody would have with we were hitting each other with no helmet.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is because sometimes you take it for granted when you
Yeah.
do wear protection. So you say, he's protected. Boom, you hit harder or something.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
rugby, you ain't wearing nothing.
Yeah, so maybe that's the difference. Because you never
Maybe.
hear about rugby players with concussions.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit more attention paid, to say
Yeah.
they're not wearing a helmet,
Yeah. We
So
got to be
wait a
careful. They're
second.
not wearing a helmet. There's probably
And
true.
I'm not wearing a helmet either, so
I tell you, it only takes one shot to the head to change the way you do things.
I think so.
It hurts.
I hope it's your head and
Here,
not
I'll
mine.
tell you a funny one before I let you go. So my son, he got this bad concussion. He had to
Oh,
sit out for he couldn't even go to school for a couple of months. It was bad.
ooh,
It was
ooh,
bad. And he's fine now. But
mm,
he the day he went back to school, he'd been out of school for a couple of months. He goes back to
mhm.
school first day, and somebody started a food fight in the cafeteria, and he got hit in the head with an apple.
Oh, okay,
I was
okay.
like, did you? Yeah, I said, all that time at home, you didn't learn how to duck.
That's good. That's good.
That's pretty
Apples are
good.
hard though, I'm
Oh,
telling you.
they're hard. Yeah. We thought
Yes.
oh no, here we go again, but he was fine. He was fine.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad. I'm so happy.
Sir,
Yeah.
thank you so much. This has been real.
My pleasure. My
Been
pleasure,
great.
sir. My pleasure.
Yes, sir.
All righty.
Okay. Hold on one second. Tzi Ma, such a fan of his. I think he's just a fantastic actor. The reason I think he's so good of an actor is it never seems like he's acting. Whatever role he's playing, it just seems like that's who he is. He's outstanding actor. Absolutely love anything that he does. So when he said yes to come on the podcast, I was so thrilled. I was just such a fan. If you haven't checked out Interior Chinatown, it's on Hulu. I think it may be an FX show, but you can watch it on Hulu. It's terrific. It's quirky. It's twisty. It's unexpected, and it's different. I just check it out. And the staff or the cast, outstanding, outstanding. So yeah, check it out. I think you'll enjoy. Really good. I think we hit most of what I wanted to talk. He's had such a long career. There's so many good things that he's done. Absolutely couldn't hit all of them, but wanted to mention a few. I'm glad he brought up Cocaine Cowboys. That was a great film. He also did an independent one called Tigertail. If you haven't seen that one, his role in that, he's so good. It just, to me, best part of the movie. Just loved it. Loved him as General Shang, maybe in Arrival. Really good movie. I thought he was good in. He was in Dante's Peak, which, if I remember right, Dante's Peak came out the same time. It was a volcano movie. As there was it may have been called Volcano. Had Tommy Lee Jones in it, but they came out at the same time. I remember seeing them both at the theater, but I really enjoyed Dante's Peak. That was Pierce Brosnan, I think, was in that one. We talked about the Money Pit and Kung Fu, Bosch. He had a role in Star Wars Resistance. I thought was really good. Silicon Valley, he made an appearance in. He's been on The Resident, Madam Secretary. Let's see. I mentioned Hell on Wheels. Really enjoyed him in that. He had a role in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He has a recurring role in American Dad, Hawaii Five-O, Dollhouse, which was Whedon's first show after Buffy. It's excellent. Stars Elijah Dushku. Terrific. He had a part on that. Grey's Anatomy. Oh, Deadwood. I can't believe I didn't mention Deadwood when we were talking Westerns. Jag, The Practice, ER, NYPD Blue. He was Detective Harold on NYPD Blue and was outstanding. I loved that role for him. And then he mentioned the Cosby Show, and that's not even, that probably scratches the surface, but there's so many more things that he's been in. So if I didn't hit your favorite one, leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite thing that Ty's done in your opinion, and we'll put that on there. And then when he comes back the next time, I'll bring it up with him. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. If you're finding us for the first time, I'm so happy that you're here. Love to have your support. It's easy to do. It's free. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Please subscribe. Really helps us out, helps us get these great guests. It's free. Really appreciate it if you would do that. Please subscribe, MeisterCon Pod on YouTube. Our website is meistercon.com. You can find almost 900 episodes, if you can believe it, audio and video versions. So many good interviews on there. It's not me. It's these great guests we have, but I just try to stay out of their way and let them talk. There's some terrific interviews, almost 900 of them. So check us out, meistercon.com. We brought up, or I brought up Red Corner. Beiling is in that. She has also been on the podcast, and it's a fun episode. So if you want to look that one up, that's a good one. So I'll recommend. I'll push our own material to you. So yeah, check out her interview. I think you'll like that. And we've had some of the cast from Kung Fu as well. So check those out. Thank you guys so much. Till next time. Bye, everybody.